In this video, we will look at using the worksheet window. It's a great multi-purpose tool for what-if questions on field inputs. You can create lists of different herbicide applications and compare the cost per area, or enter the area covered in a sprayer batch along with the herbicide list to print out a batch fill sheet to have on hand for loading a sprayer. The worksheet window looks and works a lot like the Inputs Apply window, with a few differences. The worksheet window contains a notes column, an area column, and print capabilities, while the Inputs Apply window does not. Having them included in the worksheet window assists in creating application or sprayer batch fill sheets. There are two ways you can use the worksheet window. The first is to select an input one at a time from within the worksheet window. The second way is to copy a list from the Inputs Apply window that you already have data entered into. We'll begin by building a sheet one input at a time. From the toolbar at the top of the screen, click the Worksheets button. The Add or Edit Worksheets window will pop up. Click the Add Sheet button. After the worksheet window opens, click the Crop drop-down selector and select the crop that you will be using the inputs on. Next, type in a description for your worksheet. The leftmost column is giving you a hint on where to start. After clicking on the empty select cell, you will get a drop-down list to pick from. This is data from the Operation Setup window, where input data with prices and rates was entered for the current year and operator. After selecting an input, the rest of the rows are filled in from that data. The cost, purchase, rate, and applied columns display what was set up in the Operation Setup window. The dollar per area is a calculated column that shows the cost per area of that input. Enter the application date in the date column. By adjusting the date, you can arrange the input list in order of how you want to mix the products for a sprayer batch. Add any comments you want in the Notes column. Then enter the area that the batch is supposed to cover. The worksheet window will calculate the quantities of each product to put in the batch. Continue selecting inputs to complete your worksheet. In the upper right-hand corner of the worksheet window, the total dollar per area will update as you add inputs. We'll add some post herbicides. When you've finished adding inputs to your sheet, click OK, then close the Add or Edit Worksheets window. The second method assumes you already have data entered in the Inputs Apply window. If you have not already done so, select the year and operator you want to copy inputs apply data from. From the toolbar at the top of the screen, click the Inputs Apply button. The Add or Edit Inputs Apply sheet window will pop up. Select the Inputs Apply sheet with the data you want and click the Edit Sheet button. On the left side of the Input Apply window is a narrow column of record selectors. While holding down the Shift key on the keyboard, click on the record selectors of the inputs you want to copy. The list will indicate it's highlighted and selected by turning black. You can also click and hold while moving the cursor down the row selectors to select the ones you want. Then move the cursor away from the row selectors and click and right-click. The Edit command menu will pop up. Click Copy, and that will copy just the selected rows. After you've closed all the Inputs Apply windows, go to the toolbar at the top of the screen and click on the Worksheets button. The Add or Edit Worksheets window pops up. Click the Add Sheet button. After the worksheet window opens, click the Crop drop-down selector and select the crop that you will be using the inputs on. Next, type in a description for your worksheet. Now you're ready to paste the copied inputs into the worksheet window. Right-click the top left corner selector above the arrow on the top record. The Edit command menu will pop up. Click Paste, and Ag Manager will ask you to confirm this. Click Yes, and that will paste the copied inputs into the worksheet window. Edit the date for each input to put them in the proper mix order to make the application or sprayer batch. Add any comments you want in the Notes column and enter the area that the batch is supposed to cover. The worksheet window will calculate the quantities of each product to put in the batch. Print the desired sheet while you have the worksheet window open to have a copy on hand during applicator or sprayer filling to help mix the batch in the right order with the correct amounts. If you wish to make a sheet for a partial fill, just enter the appropriate area for that size fill. When you've finished adding inputs to your sheet, click OK, then close the Add or Edit Worksheets window. While you could also copy and paste inputs directly between the Inputs tab and the Worksheets window, we don't recommend that due to the following limitations. Copying and pasting between the Inputs tab and the Worksheets window will cause additional work to correct the area and notes columns, similar to the problems caused by pasting data from field to field in the Inputs tab. However, copying and pasting between the Worksheets window and the Inputs Apply window causes no adverse effects, so it makes no difference which direction you copy and paste regarding the Worksheets window and the Inputs Apply window. Along with building batch fill sheets, the Worksheet window can also be used for what-if comparisons of input cost per area. Create different sheets for the combinations you're considering, and the Worksheet window's total dollar per area will tell you how they compare. Thank you for choosing Pro Ag Manager, and check back for more videos on how to use the program.